Beginning transmission. This is the audio log of Dr. Cool, O5 Council member, as well as Supreme Commander of Mobile Task Force Alpha 1, also known as the Red Right Hand. Hello everyone. Today's article file reading comes from the Afghan region of the world. Despite there being war in that area, even today sadly, we still find many SCPs, especially those of children, ironically. This one is of no exception, of course. So, let us take a look at this SCP. It is a particularly fascinating one, especially if you are assigned to it. Item number SCP-114. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-114 is kept in a 10-meter standard concrete humanoid containment cell at Site-17. The cell is positioned at the bottom of a 40-meter shaft to prevent staff members from coming into the proximity of SCP-114. The cell is accessible by a staircase, restricted to emergency use only. Daily rations are provided to SCP-144 3 times a day by means of a dumbwaiter. SCP-114 is also permitted to submit written requests to attending staff by the same means. To date, SCP-114 has been granted 1 Quran, Arabic prayer rug, and 1 blank journal with pins. Research on SCP-114 is suspended until further notice. Elimination of SCP-114 is acceptable in the event of a multiple containment breach crisis. Description: SCP-114 is a Pashtun woman of Afghani origin, approximately 40 years old and 160 centimeters tall. SCP-114 has the involuntary effect of fostering and escalating violent conflict between all individuals in her proximity. Subjects within 10 to 15 meters of SCP-114 become inconsiderably aggressive at trivialities or points of little consequence, often to the degree of projecting hostile motives on others. Arguments generally arise between individuals after 1 to 3 minutes of exposure to SCP-114. The resulting arguments turn to violence in all cases. Notably, persons affected by the presence of SCP-114 will never exhibit hostility towards SCP-144 or attempt to inflict harm upon her. Subjects ordered to deliberately injure 114 find themselves unable to do so. For relevant information, see Experiment Log 114-A. Communication with SCP-114 has only been possible through written notes or electronic means. Researchers have gleaned that SCP-114 is unaware of her effect on other people. She shows little to no response to exposure to violence, and seems to be under the impression that human beings are naturally aggressively hostile to each other. SCP-114 is consistently unresponsive and uncooperative with researchers, and appears to be acutely wary of human interaction. Due to the difficulty of communication with SCP-114, psychological evaluations have been speculative at best. Rudimentary assessments strongly suggest psychological trauma, combat stress reaction, and/or compassion fatigue have been tentatively proposed. Now, document 114-A-898-12. Abridged eyewitnesses reports from a former soldier in the 40th Red Army of the Soviet Union, interviewed March 23, 1991, translated and transcribed by. As we all know, from the 1970s to right around the late 1980s, the Soviet-Afghan War was occurring. This interview is by a former Red Army soldier who came into contact with SCP-114 during a routine mission in a local village that she was living in at the time. I shall be playing the audio log for you all now. Take notes, please. It is very important.
We took on February the 1st, 1980, It was a shit little village, but the Mujahideen had put up a good fight. 8 of our men killed, 15 wounded, 1 tank destroyed. It was dead cold too. You think the Middle East is warm? But you go to the mountains in February. It is not so. Anyway, we were mopping up the area, going through the huts looking for weapons caches and the like. Seemed like every doorstep had some old babushka weeping and tearing at her hair, and clutching our knees. But at the end of the street was this one big hut. No babushka outside. Only there were trays of food left out, like an offering before the door. So, 6 of us go in to search. It was big and empty inside, dusty and particularly bare. Didn't look like anyone had been in there in a long time, but soon we hear this soft whimpering though. And look, over in corner, there's a little girl. Must be 8 or 9, curled up and all alone. Piotr, he's a big softy. He goes over, he bends down, puts out his hand and says, "Come on, little one. It is okay, we won't hurt you." But the girl won't budge. Then Piotr stands up, all stiffly, and looks back at us funny. Constantine walks over and puts a hand on his shoulder, tells him to leave the girl alone, laughing good-naturedly, of course. But Piotr gets all red-faced, like he's had a full bottle, and shouts, "Get your damn hand off my shoulder," or something of the sort. Looks like a wild animal. We are all in surprise, and suddenly they are on the ground. And he's bashing Constantine's face in with the butt of his rifle, screaming. It took 3 of us to pull him off, and by then, Constantine was dead.
Alright, well, that is particularly interesting. Anyway, this SCP is indeed dangerous like it says in close proximity. As long as you keep your distance, you should relatively be fine. I stress that distance is important. If you believe you are in its area of effect, then you better get the hell out of there, or you might be suddenly gunned down by one of our security members. So just remember that next time. But anyway, that is all the time that I have for today. Thank you so much for watching this video if you have. If you would like to support the Foundation as well as this channel, then please click that like button down below. Also, leave a comment and share this video with your fellow colleagues, as the knowledge of these SCPs helps save lives every day. As well, if you have not already, subscribe to the channel for more SCP readings. It may save your life. But, like I said, that is all the time I have for today. Thank you for watching. This is Dr. Cool, 05 Command, signing out.